For as long as we have been human, we have looked up. We've gazed at that vast, dark canvas dotted with brilliant points of light and wondered. Ancient civilizations charted the stars, creating myths and legends about gods and heroes who lived in the heavens. The dream of leaving Earth isn't a modern invention, it's a fundamental part of our species' curiosity, woven into our art, our stories, and our very soul. This longing wasn't just for poets and philosophers, it was a puzzle that sparked the minds of early scientists and thinkers. Every time a child looked at the moon and wished they could visit, they were participating in a dream shared across millennia. Before we had the math, we had the imagination. The journey to space didn't begin with the first rocket engine firing. It began with the first human who dared to see the sky not as a limit, but as a destination. The sky was never the limit, it was always the invitation. So, when we talk about space tourism today, we're not just talking about fancy technology and wealthy adventurers, it's the latest chapter in a very, very long story. The dream of spaceflight needed an engine, and that engine was the rocket. For centuries, rockets were mostly known for fireworks and warfare, but in the early 20th century, a few brilliant minds began to see them differently. People like Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, Robert Goddard, and Hermann Oberth were the architects of the space age. They figured out that to escape Earth's gravity, you needed a multi-stage rocket burning liquid fuel. Goddard launched the world's first liquid-fueled rocket in 1926. It didn't go very high, about 41 feet, but it was a monumental leap. The space race between the United States and the Soviet Union accelerated rocket development at a breathtaking pace. On October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth. This single event ignited a furious competition that would push humanity further and faster than ever before. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth. The Apollo program was a testament to what we can achieve when we unite behind a singular, audacious goal. On July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface. These missions laid the essential groundwork for everything that would come next. They proved that spaceflight wasn't just possible, it was achievable. But at this point, it was an exclusive club, reserved for a select few chosen by powerful nations. The idea of an ordinary person buying a ticket was still pure science fiction. For decades, space was the exclusive domain of government-trained astronauts. But where there is a frontier, there are always those who want to visit. The Russian space program, facing severe budget cuts, saw a new opportunity. They had reliable Soyuz rockets and seats available on missions to the International Space Station. Dennis Tito, an American multimillionaire, became the world's first self-funded space tourist in 2001. His journey proved that a private citizen, with the right training and funding, could safely travel to and live in orbit. Tito's flight transformed the abstract concept of space tourism into a reality. Over the next decade, a handful of other wealthy individuals followed in Tito's footsteps. Their journeys demonstrated that there was a market for private space travel. The new space race is a competition between private companies driven by visionary entrepreneurs. Three companies in particular came to define this new era: SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic. Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic focused on suborbital space tourism. Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin targeted the suborbital market with a reusable rocket and capsule system. SpaceX focuses on orbital missions using its reusable Falcon 9 rockets and Dragon capsules. In 2021, the Inspiration 4 mission became the first all-civilian crew to orbit the Earth. This demonstrated that private companies could now manage every aspect of an orbital human spaceflight mission. These companies are proving that reusable rockets can dramatically lower launch costs. As this technology matures and flights become more frequent, the price per seat will inevitably fall. It's a simple matter of supply and demand, mixed with some very complex rocket science. The dream of space is a universal one, and in the grand arc of human history, what we dream, we eventually do. So, what is it actually like to be a space tourist today? The experience varies dramatically depending on which company you fly with. Let's start with the suborbital flights offered by Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin. The journey begins with intensive pre-flight training, which lasts a few days. For a Virgin Galactic customer, the experience feels more like a premium flight. The ascent is gentle at first, then the rocket motor kicks in, pinning you to your seat. Silence follows, and you are weightless. You can unbuckle and float over to see the thin blue line of Earth's atmosphere. The Blue Origin experience is different, with a vertical launch and panoramic views. An orbital trip with SpaceX is a whole other level of commitment and experience. This is not a 90-minute affair, it's a multi-day expedition. You launch on a massive Falcon 9 rocket, an event of incredible power. For the next few days, you are truly living in space. It's a life-changing, profound experience that offers a glimpse into the life of a professional astronaut. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the cost. Seeing our planet from above is a priceless experience, but it comes with a very literal price tag. Virgin Galactic tickets have been priced at $450,000. Blue Origin hasn't officially released its standard ticket price, but it's expected to be similar. For the privilege of a few minutes of weightlessness and a stunning view, you need to be prepared to spend a significant amount of money. If you want to go for the full orbital experience, the cost skyrockets into another stratosphere entirely. A seat on a private SpaceX mission is estimated to cost in the tens of millions of dollars. This raises a critical question. Is space tourism just a new playground for the ultra-wealthy? The cost is the single biggest barrier, placing this experience far out of reach for the average person. The democratization of space has begun, but it's starting with the 1% of the 1%. Right now, space tourism is an exclusive club. But is it destined to stay that way? The most obvious change needed is cost. The price of a ticket needs to come down, not by a little, but by a lot. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are already proving that reusable rockets can dramatically lower launch costs. Beyond cost, we need innovation in propulsion technology. A breakthrough in propulsion could revolutionize space travel, making it faster, safer, and vastly cheaper. We also need to build infrastructure in space. Imagine orbital hotels, fuel depots, and even manufacturing hubs. Safety and regulation will also play a crucial role. As more people fly, the industry will need to maintain an impeccable safety record. The goal is to make space travel as safe and routine as commercial aviation is today. The path from elite adventure to mass market travel is a well-trodden one. The journey of space tourism is just beginning. The cosmos is waiting.